Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. A lot went down in this episode, so let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, everybody is on the trip to Canada that Rennie and Spice put together, and Zell starts opening up to some of the girls about how he felt some type of way about his best friend Paris laughing at him for moving to another state to be with a man she says doesn't want him. Obviously, she's talking about Saucy Santana. If you've been paying attention this season, Saucy Santana has been completely uninterested in being in this relationship with Zell. He even admitted to cheating on Zell during their relationship. Now, Zell did choose to stay in the relationship with Saucy Santana knowing that he cheated, but it's been very clear so far that Saucy Santana no longer wants to be with Zell. But I completely understand why his feelings were hurt by Paris making fun of his situation, because if you're somebody's friend, you don't laugh at the situation that they're in. You can tell them how you really feel about the situation. Like, she could have told him that she didn't agree with him moving to another state just to be with Saucy Santana, because she could tell in her mind that Saucy Santana didn't really want to be with him. But to laugh about it, to me, is not funny, and he needs to rethink his friendship with her, because if he would have done the same thing to her, would she still want to be his friend? Like, I just feel like she wasn't right for doing that. All of a sudden, during this conversation in the car with Zell and the girls, Karlie just starts breaking down, crying, saying that she understands where Zell is coming from and that Zell is always there for the people that he really loves and cares about. And Karlie feels like she doesn't have anybody to really be there for her. She feels like she gives more to other people than people ever do for her, and she basically said that she feels lonely. And I do kind of feel some sympathy for Karlie, because I do feel like she has a good heart, and I do feel like she's there for people that she loves and cares about, and she does try to help people from what we're able to see, because we don't know how Karlie is when the cameras are not rolling, but from what we're able to see, she does seem to have a really big heart. But I do think that she needs to take accountability, because Karlie can be very messy. Okay, people don't just say she's messy for no reason. Karlie is very, very messy, and she does a lot of nasty things to people on the show. I don't know if she does these things when the cameras are not rolling, but on the show she's been very, very messy, and so she needs to take accountability for that, because she's not always the victim, and to me she always puts herself in the victim position, and to me she's not a victim in every single situation that she's in. Now, people are really mean to Karlie, though. Like, everybody who claims that they're her friend, they're always putting her down, talking about her, laughing at her, because she can be dramatic sometimes. But I just don't feel like none of the people on this show really like Karlie the way that they try to pretend like they do. Like, to me, they make her the butt of the joke a lot of the times, and I don't think that that's fair either. And if Karlie really feels that way, then she really needs to be open about it, and she needs to rethink the people that she considers a friend. And while Karlie was crying, I got a little bit annoyed at Rennie, because she kept bringing up Spice and saying how this is why she needs to work things out with Spice. Spice and Karlie need to talk because they really love each other. And it's like, I'm tired of people saying that. You could have had a friendship in the past where you really loved each other and you were close. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes things happen that you can't come back from. I'm just getting really annoyed this season of people trying to push them to have a conversation when they're not ready to. Now, Jock and Kendra end up having a conversation in this episode because he's putting together a really fun day so that they can honor his mother. They're putting together a kickball day for him and all his children to celebrate his mom, and he really wants to make sure that everything goes well. And so he lets Kendra know that he invited Gloria, who is the mother of his youngest daughter, the woman who he got pregnant when him and Kendra were allegedly on a break with each other. And so Kendra said that she didn't mind if Gloria showed up. She just does not want to have a conversation with her because she's really not ready to. And look, I understand that Kendra does not want to have a conversation with Gloria because, number one, she doesn't feel like she needs to, and number two, she probably feels really uncomfortable because this is a woman who was with your man while the two of you were on a break. I don't know if they were really on a break, and Kendra's reaction to this whole situation is why I don't know if they were really on a break when this baby was conceived, because it just makes me feel like if they were really on a break and she decided to marry him anyway, I don't think she would have that much of an issue meeting the mother. But at the same time, I'm not in Kendra's situation, so I can't really judge her. But what I will say is I do think that at some point, I think that Kendra and Gloria should have a conversation, because if I was Gloria and I had a child with somebody and they were married to somebody else, I would want to meet the woman that's going to be around my child just so I can feel comfortable of the type of people who are going to be around my child. So I would meet with Gloria if I was Kendra, but at the same time, I understand that she's not really comfortable because Jock is the one who made this whole situation happen. But at the same time, Kendra still decided to marry Jock knowing that he was having a child with somebody else. So because Rennie did not want this trip to only be about fun, she also wanted it to be about healing. She decided to set up a meeting with everybody and the members of the Stony Nakota tribe. This was actually a really nice scene to watch. They had a really good conversation with the members of the tribe, and I actually enjoyed watching the conversation. But at one point, things got a little bit intense because Karlie ended up asking one of the members of the Stony Nakota tribe to pray for her. And while he was praying for Karlie, she started having a breakdown, like she started crying, and at first I felt like she was being really dramatic, but maybe the things that he was saying to her was really hitting home for her because she does feel like she has a big heart and she gives more to other people than they give to her. I don't know if that's true because I don't know her in real life, but if that's how she's feeling and she feels this strongly about it, then she really needs to reevaluate the people that she helps out and the people that she has in her life. It's okay to take a step back from people when you don't feel like they're filling up your cup the same way you're doing for them. It's okay to pull away from people. And after this meeting with the members of the tribe, they decided to go out to eat with each other and have some drinks. And Yandy started opening up to Rashida about what's going on between her and Mendices. Things have been going pretty bad between the two of them from Yandy's mouth because of the whole situation of her trying to give one of her eggs away to her cousin, even though he doesn't agree with it. And then on top of that, Yandy also said that she wanted to run for city councilwoman. Now look, I don't know if that's exactly what she said. She said she wanted to do something politically in Atlanta, and so he's not really happy about that either because he feels like she's making all these decisions without talking to him first. And I can kind of understand where he's coming from, but to me he's being a little bit dramatic. And the reason why I'm saying that he's being dramatic is because Yandy told Rashida in this episode that he threatened to move out so that she can see what it's like to be without him. And I just feel like he's doing too much. Like, she already lived without him for years when he was in jail, and so she had no choice but to become independent and make sure that everything was in order, the finances were in order, the children were taken care of. Like, she had to do it by herself for a while he was locked up. So he should understand where she's coming from. I do get that he wants her to be around the family more because he feels like she's too busy and she's knee deep in work all the time. And I understand that. And I do feel like if Yandy is too busy for her family and her husband, she should clear some of her time so that she can spend more time with them and make them a priority. But for me, him threatening to move out is just being dramatic to me. That's just how I feel. Some people might disagree, but that's just my opinion. But I wasn't really feeling the advice that Rashida was giving to Yandy. I just don't feel like Rashida is the right person to give marriage advice to because I don't think that anybody would want their marriage to be like her and Kirk's marriage. I'm not saying we know everything that happened in their marriage, but we do know that he's cheated on her a lot throughout this marriage, disrespected her a lot, and made her look like a fool on national television multiple different times. I just feel like Kirk and Rashida have been trying to clean up their image. Maybe nothing is happening in their marriage, and that's good if they're in a good place right now, and it's her choice to stay with Kirk if she wants to. I just don't feel like she's somebody that should be, giving marriage advice. So it's the day of Jock's little kickball event that he's putting together for him, his children, and the rest of their family to honor his mother. And he was kind of nervous because he thought the mother of his youngest daughter, Gloria, was going to end up coming in and playing the kickball game with them. And he was nervous of how it was going to be like with her and Kendra in the same room together. But because Gloria had other things to do, she just dropped off their daughter and she left. And Jock seemed to be really relieved by that because he didn't know what it was going to be like for her and Kendra to be in the same room. But he did go up to Kendra and really praise her for how strong she's been during this whole situation and how much he appreciates her, and for the fact that she didn't mind being in a room with Gloria if Gloria actually ended up coming in. Now, I think that it's good that he is showing some appreciation to Kendra, but if I was her, I wouldn't have married him knowing that he was having a child with somebody else. I just wouldn't have done it, but that's just me. Kendra can do what she wants to do, and clearly she made her choice. Meanwhile, on the Canada trip, everybody ended up getting together for lunch, and Spice ends up telling Bambi that she recently did a song with Scrappy and she just wanted to make sure to let Bambi know about it so that she wouldn't feel blindsided and feel like Spice is purposely trying to come for her in some type of way by making a song with him. And so Bambi was fine with it, and she kind of joked about whether or not it was a diss track, but Spice made sure to let Bambi know that it was not a diss track, and if it was, she would have never decided to jump on the song with Scrappy. And I think that this was a really mature conversation. And I do see Spice trying to work on her communication skills with people, and I think this situation between her and Bambi actually showed that for me. And then Spice invites everybody to come watch her perform on their last day in Canada because she was invited to do a performance while they're there. And she told everybody who has a song that they might want to perform that they should go ahead and perform it as well. And she was excited about this until Yandy started bringing up the song that she did with Karlie because, you know, obviously there was a lot of drama surrounding the song that Spice and Karlie did together. That was kind of the start of the two of them falling out with one another. And so I do think that it was distasteful for Yandy to even bring that up. I know she had good intentions because she thought that would break the ice and make them talk, but I don't feel like she went about it the right way. And then Sierra started joking around asking Spice if she would do a song with her too, and Spice said that she wasn't doing songs with any more of her friends because the last time she did it, it didn't go well, and obviously Karlie got annoyed by that comment. I don't really feel like Spice should have even made that comment because that stirred up even more drama, but then Karlie started getting bent out of shape about it, and so Spice ended up hopping up out of her seat and saying that she wanted to leave because she doesn't want Karlie to say that she's getting scared because Karlie is always saying that she's afraid of Spice. And she doesn't understand why Karlie is saying that because if Karlie's so afraid of her, then why does she want to be her friend so badly? And Bambi started saying that the reason why Karlie is afraid of Spice is because Spice starts yelling and it makes her afraid. And look, I don't really think that Karlie is afraid of Spice. I don't think she's afraid of her at all. I think she uses that as a way to play the victim. However, I do think that Spice needs to take accountability for the fact that the way that she reacts to things is kind of off-putting to people. But I don't think that Karlie is really afraid of Spice. And then Spice started questioning Karlie as to why she claims to be afraid of her. But she's not afraid of Sierra, who actually did put her hands on Karlie before, because Karlie is claiming that she wants Spice to take accountability for going after her in the Bahamas, but Spice doesn't feel like she needs to take accountability for it because she never actually put her hands on Karlie. The whole situation just got really messy, and Spice started crying, saying that she was going to leave Canada because she didn't want to be painted as the bad guy and painted like a bully again by Karlie and all of Karlie's friends. And look, I don't feel like Spice is a bully in that situation with Karlie. Do I feel like she handled things right in the Bahamas? No, I don't feel like she handled things right, but we also don't get to see what happens behind the scenes when the cameras are not rolling, so we don't really know everything that did happen between Karlie and Spice. I would just say that Spice's reaction in the Bahamas wasn't the best. Bambi is right to me though when she told Karlie that she doesn't feel like she should try to be friends with Spice anymore and try to have a conversation with her because it never gets anywhere, and she doesn't feel like people should keep trying to push the two of them to talk, whereas Yandy keeps trying to convince Spice that she loves Karlie and she needs to have a conversation with Karlie. And I understand that Yandy is trying to play peacemaker in this situation, but she really needs to stay out of it because the reason why things blew up at this dinner with all of them is because everybody was trying to force Karlie and Spice to have a conversation. You have to let them talk on their own, let it come naturally to the two of them when they're actually ready to do it, not for you guys to force them to have a conversation. To me, that causes more drama and more stress, so I can understand why Spice wants to leave. I personally don't feel like Karlie and Spice should be friends anymore. Should they have a conversation so that they can be cordial when they're in the same room with each other? Sure, they should be able to do that at some point when they're ready to, but I don't feel like everybody should be forcing them to talk, and I don't feel like the two of them should be friends anymore. I just feel like too much has happened for them to ever actually have a genuine friendship again. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.